Decode your dog's secret language. 10 signs you can't ignore. You know, dogs are amazing creatures. They bring so much joy and love into our lives, but they communicate differently than we do. They don't use words, they use energy. Dogs may not speak in words, but their behavior, posture, and expressions are a language of their own. If we pay close attention, we can actually understand what they need, how they feel, and even what they're warning us about. Misreading their signals can lead to frustration, miscommunication, or even behavioral issues. But once you learn to recognize these signs, you'll build a stronger bond with your dog and be able to respond in a way that keeps them happy, healthy, and safe. Let's go over the most important signs your dog is trying to tell you something. Yawning, more than just tired. Now you might think a yawn is just a yawn, right? Well, not always. Sure, dogs yawn when they're tired, just like us. But did you know it can also be a sign of stress or anxiety? See, dogs, they pick up on our energy. If you're stressed, they feel it too. Yawning is their way of trying to calm themselves down, to release that tension. So if you see your dog yawning a lot, especially in new situations or around unfamiliar people, it's a sign to create a calm and reassuring environment for them. Lip licking. When it's not about treats. We all know dogs love to lick their chops when there's a tasty treat in sight, but what about when there's no food around? If you notice your dog licking their lips excessively, it's often a sign of anxiety, fear, or even nausea. They might be feeling unsure about a situation, or something might be making them uncomfortable. It's their way of trying to soothe themselves. Pay attention to when and where this happens. If it's a recurring thing, especially with other signs of stress, it's best to consult with your veterinarian to rule out any medical concerns. Whale eye, a glimpse of discomfort. Now this one's important. You ever notice your dog showing the whites of their eyes like they're giving you side eye? We call this whale eye, and it's a clear sign of stress, fear, or anxiety in dogs. It usually happens when they're feeling trapped or threatened. Imagine someone standing too close, hugging them too tightly, or approaching their food bowl. All these situations can trigger whale eye. The key here is to give your dog space. Don't force interaction. Let them approach you when they feel comfortable. Chapter 4. Leaning in. The power of touch. Dogs are pack animals, and touch is a powerful way for them to communicate and bond. When your dog leans against you, sits on your feet, or snuggles up close, it's not just about physical warmth. They're seeking your touch, your scent, your reassurance. It's their way of saying, "You're my pack, and I feel safe with you." Encourage this behavior. It strengthens your bond and builds trust. So next time your dog leans in, give them a good scratch behind the ears. They'll appreciate it. Chapter 5. The low wag decoding the tail talk. We all know a wagging tail often means a happy dog, but it's not always that simple. A high, vigorous wag usually indicates excitement and joy. But a slow, low wag, especially with a tucked tail, is a sign of uncertainty, fear, or even submission. They might be feeling unsure about a situation or a person. The key is to look at the whole body language. A low wag with relaxed ears and a playful stance is different from a low wag with tense muscles and whale eye. Learning to differentiate between these subtle cues can help you understand your dog's emotions better. Chapter 6. Gifts of Affection, the Toy Offering. Ever wonder why your dog brings you their favorite toy, especially when you come home or when they're seeking attention? It's not just about wanting to play, although that's part of it. It's a gesture of love and trust. They're offering you their most prized possession as a way of showing affection and seeking connection. So, next time your furry friend greets you with a slobbery toy in their mouth, take a moment to appreciate the gesture. Get down on their level, engage with them, and show them you appreciate their gift. Chapter 7. Zoomies, energy and motion. We've all seen it, the sudden bursts of energy, the frantic running around the house as if possessed by a furry little demon. Those are the zoomies. And while they might seem random, they're actually a natural way for dogs to release pent-up energy, especially in puppies and young dogs. Make sure your dog gets enough physical exercise and mental stimulation. A tired dog is a well-behaved dog. If the zoomies happen too often or at inappropriate times, it could be a sign they're not getting enough outlet for their energy. Chapter 8. Turning away, the ultimate sign of trust. You might think a dog turning their back on you is a sign of disrespect, but it's actually the opposite. When a dog turns their back to you, especially in a vulnerable position like sleeping, it's a huge sign of trust. They're showing you they feel safe and secure in your presence, so much so that they're willing to let their guard down. Honor that trust by never approaching them aggressively from behind. Instead, talk to them softly as you approach to let them know you're there. Chapter 9. Pawing for attention. The gentle touch. Dogs use their paws for so much more than just walking. When your dog gently paws at you, it can mean a few things. They might be seeking attention, asking for pets, or even trying to communicate a need. Pay attention to the context. Are they pawing at you while you're busy? Do they need to go outside? Are they just seeking some love and affection? Once you understand what they're trying to tell you, you can respond accordingly. Chapter 10. Curled up tight, more than just a nap. Now we all love to see our dogs curled up in a tight ball, sound asleep. It's adorable. But did you know this sleeping position can also be a sign of how they're feeling? Curling up helps them conserve body heat and protects their vital organs, so it's a natural instinct when they're cold. But it can also be a sign of anxiety, stress, or feeling unwell. If your dog suddenly starts sleeping in this position more often, especially if it's accompanied by other behavioral changes, it's worth a trip to the vet to rule out any underlying health concerns. Outro, listen to your dog. So, there you have it. 10 signs your dog is trying to tell you something. Remember, dogs have an entire language of their own, and once you start recognizing these signs, you'll have a stronger connection with your dog than ever before. Understanding these small behaviors will help you meet your dog's needs, strengthen your bond, and even detect potential health issues before they become serious. Which of these signs have you noticed in your dog? Let me know in the comments.